of what we do here this summer at the Music Academy of the West. And this was a special request from the Clarinet Fellows. The 4 Clarinet Fellows, they loved when we did what I call Clarinet Excerpts in Context. And to get a job in an orchestra, which I believe all 4 of them are wanting to do in their careers, we have to go and play an audition where we just play the solo lines from some of the most famous clarinet parts of the orchestral repertoire. And I've included some of the big ones today. Beethoven's Symphony No. 6. There is not an audition that the clarinet player doesn't have to go and play without accompaniment the clarinet part from Beethoven's Symphony No. 6. We also have Shostakovich 9, and we have the Firebird, and Capriccio Espagnol. So what I'm doing is I'm having some of their colleagues, some of the other fellows from the orchestra, and we're going to make a little miniature orchestra, because there's a lot of the preparation that is involved for preparing these excerpts for an audition that we do by just listening to recordings. And at their age, there's no way they could have played these pieces yet in an orchestra because they're not employed yet, and certainly they might have played one of them or 2 of them in their school orchestras, but this is going to be a new way for them to examine and explore it. The reason that's so important is that when they're playing by themselves for that committee, there's a screen up. And so the committee that's judging them has no idea whether they're the principal clarinet from another orchestra or whether they're just a high school student. It could be. But what you can tell that is no way to hide is whether the candidate behind the screen has played these excerpts with an orchestra or not. And the experience of doing this sort of simulation really it teaches them a lot in a way that is more beneficial than just looking at a score and just playing along with the recording. So we really enjoyed doing this. So I thought it'd be a wonderful opportunity since we have this huge stage at Hahn Hall at our disposal. Anyway, why don't we have Sean come over here? And Sean, I want you to play Beethoven 6, the first movement, by yourself in the music -1 version. So you've never played this with an orchestra? No. Oh, okay, this is real. All right. So just hang on. He's going to play the clarinet solo first. I've heard this so many times. I think there were about 10 auditions for clarinet when I was principal clarinet of the Cincinnati Symphony Orchestra. And at each one of those auditions, there were 90 people that showed up, 90 to 120. Well, a couple of them were small auditions for one-year positions, so maybe not that many. But it was incredible how right away, being on the committee, I make a judgment about this person on how they play this very first excerpt. This is the very first excerpt they play. I know some of you are thinking, well, it sounded okay to me. And some of you are also thinking, if he was in Cincinnati for 17 years, what did he do that he chased off 10 clarinet players? They all went to other jobs, but they like playing with me, really. So I think what he's doing is he's playing it very correctly and properly, but there's not a real feeling of the momentum of this section. As clarinet players, this takes hours of practice for every audition, and years and years and years, over and over again. We think we're the center of the universe with this clarinet solo, especially since it's the first excerpt they asked. Well, this is the first excerpt they asked, so of course it's really important. And the reality is you play this in the orchestra, and I'm humbled by the fact that it just goes by in a split second, and it's done, and it only matters if I screw it up. It's just a little texture. Beautiful, very good. Now, we can make this even better. That's so cool. It sounds kind of like Beethoven meets Appalachian Spring by Copeland. Viola. And here it goes. And now listen to the bassoon. I feel that bassoon. And then the fullness of these chords. Great, fantastic. But I feel that excitement in my mind in that split second before I play this. And I think, oh my gosh, I can't believe I get to play this. Oh my gosh, the solo's coming up. But I can't believe I get to play this. And then in those last few, dee-da-da-da-bum-bee-da-da, it's that big moment. It has to be a real musical sensation, and it's this sensation. So do one thing for me. Play it by yourself now, just from the clarinet solo, and play re, do, si, la, sol. And then keep going. Great. Now, here's the interesting thing. If you turn this into a scene in acting, you've got the orchestra that plays on those chords. Ba-ba-bum. That's the power. So powerful. You can't even hear the clarinet when the orchestra is playing that. But you have to be the joker and maneuvering around and having fun with this. And if this were a comedy, you have the person that's the comedian, and then you have the straight man. Who's the straight man? What instrument is the straight man?
The straight man?
The straight man. Yeah. See? So you have to be completely whimsical, and the bassoon is going and the balance of the two things, it's like chocolate and peanut butter. It's like peas and carrots. It is. Let's try it again. And just, actually, let's do that moment. Catherine, do you know where we are? Good, now play it by yourself and have that much playfulness with nobody playing. Imagine this is your audition, you can hear that. Excellent, fantastic, absolutely fantastic. So good. And when I remember the real sensation of playing this with the orchestra, that it's just a silly little line. And it has to be really fun, and I have to be the little comedian. And this whole orchestra is going to come blasting in the middle of it, and then back to the bassoon. It reminds me of how easy this is, and I think we put a lot more pressure on ourselves when we get stuck in the practice room doing it over and over and over again by ourselves. All right, Taylor, why don't you step over here and you try it? Isn't this cool?
You want me to play stuff at I?
Yes. I want you to play exactly what the orchestra is, because I want you to feel the sensation of what happens, this big build up to the clarinet solo. It's very majestic and very regal, and then we come in with this playful, playful clarinet moment. So 2 bars, we'll do 2 bars before. I should say, I'll count 2 bars before I and then come in at I, okay? 1, 2, 1, 2. Excellent. Very, very good, Taylor. Now play it by yourself. Just from the clarinet solo with that much color. You get the advantage of hearing it a couple times now. It really grows on you, and you can really feel it. But we want everybody that's listening to hear the orchestra that's happening in your mind. We want them to have the exact same sensation as you're having, without everybody playing. Excellent, bravo. Very, very good. Very good. So, we're going to go to the second movement now. And let's change this up. Natalie, do you want to try this? Want to try it? You know the second movement. Do you want to do it? John? John, didn't you just play this recently for an audition? Come on, John, you're going to play the second movement. Do you know exactly what's going on in the texture here?
Well, there's running eighth notes.
Running eighth notes. Where are they running to?
Like constant.
They're running to the town of Constant?
Well, they're just continuous. Or is it? Wait.
Or is it?
16th notes.
Yes, there's 16th notes. And what do the winds have?
The horns have dotted quarter notes on the second.
And the bassoons?
Not sure.
Okay, so check this out. We'll do this once without the clarinet, and I will attempt, this is very bad conducting. I don't claim to be a conductor. We're going to start 2 before I. Sorry, 2 before D, yes. So we're going to start there. Make sure you're counting. And just watch your music and listen to this. All you guys listen to this. 3 and, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 1. There we go. Very good. Good. So, unbelievable. And the clarinet is the keystone that holds this beautiful texture together. It's not just that, I think what I like about this, and that I realized when I was just putting these parts together and I was cutting them up, and I was thinking, okay, well, I know the bassoons have this, but oh, wow. Oh, they're in octaves, you know? Oh, the flute comes in, right? And I know that, and it's in my mind, but to look at the score, and hear it like this, it just changes how I perceive it. And the whole end. You know how I'm always saying don't make a ritardando at the end except for the very last few notes? I forgot. It's with the cello pizzicato. We have to be with the whole section. So, try this. Ready? 3, 4, 1. Sing more, John. Imagine a whole orchestra, how much more you're going to have to play. That's right. Now really sing to the top here. Great. Oh, fantastic. Oh, great, John. Huge difference for you. So now watch this. Before we clap, play it exactly like that, even with that same volume that you just did by yourself, just from the boo-da-dee-da-dee-dum. All the way. Fantastic. That was day and night. Really great job. That sounds like a principal clarinet. I listen to that and I say, oh, this person has played this with an orchestra. It has a presence. It has a sort of a confidence to it that you didn't have before. Okay. Taylor. Natalie, you sure you don't want to take a bite of this sandwich? It's really good. Okay. Huh? Look at the music. He says, where are they starting? You don't know this just by ear already? I sing this whenever I'm driving my car. I'm really not that guy just listening to the radio. I'm singing Beethoven's 6 clarinet solos. So, bee-ba-dee-da-dum-bee-dum. 3, 4, 1. More bassoon. More sound, Taylor. Okay, so what I'm missing from you, you're not leading the band. Meaning you're doing this. And it's cute. It's cute. It doesn't sound like you. It doesn't sound like a solo voice. It doesn't have character or the personality that I know you can do it with. So, try. Listen how I go, boo-da-dee-dum-bee-dum, and I really hold the sound up. I don't just lead to it, but I really hold the sound up, like John did this last time. 3 and 4 and So take charge, even from your seat. Yeah. I don't just play a clarinet on TV. I actually do this. Ready? One more time. And Taylor, if you've got this memorized, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay.
Should I face the front?
No, face the audience, but pull up the music in case you need it. But stand up and play this like a soloist. Scoot over. Start there. Okay. 3 and 4 and 1. Try something. Do a diminuendo. Now come ahead. Keep going. Beautiful. Great. Beautiful. That's great. Life-changing, isn't it? Yeah. Now just play just by yourself. Without anybody. No, just boo-da-dee-da-dee-dum. Just those 4 bars. See, that was brilliant. And it's not just about playing louder, but you don't have to know anything about music to hear that. The first one he played doo-da-dee-da-dee-dum, and the second one he played doo-da-dee-do-doo-da-dee-dum. I can't articulate what you did other than try to imitate it with my voice, but it said something. It was a lot more human, a lot more personal, and not just, okay, it's going to be loud, okay, it's going to be soft. There's so many shades and colors that we can make on an instrument that dynamic markings don't even describe. But that was tremendous. Very, very good, Taylor. Excellent. Very good. One more on this Beethoven, then we're going on to the next excerpt. This is really fun to be able to show them what it's like to play these excerpts in the context. Okay, ready? 3 and 4 and 1. Something special on the C. Listen for the cello. And keep the sound up through this. Fantastic. Beautiful, Natalie. Yeah. Right. See, that sounds, to me, that's the sound of a principal player. Somebody that can play it with that authority of expressing and communicating what Beethoven really wanted in his part. And as people auditioning and practicing, we have to spend so many hours in a practice room over and over with that darn metronome and tuners and recording devices, and it dehumanizes it. You're in a practice cell. We have to remember that this is actually music. I know that sounds stupid, but when you're getting so clinical of, all right, this note has to be exactly precisely here, and it has to be this pitch, and it's really easy to forget. And the number one question I always get from, I'm saying this to all of you, everybody on stage, the number one question that I get is, well, do I go to an audition and do I play exactly perfectly and precisely, or do I have a whole lot of expression and emotion? And I say, yes, both. You have to be that one person that does both. There might be 2 people, but there is one person at that audition that can do both those things. It's not a mystery. And after being on the other side of the screen, I see so many times people either play with a lot of expression, or and they put a lot of attention on that, or they put a lot of attention on playing cleanly and perfectly. And they don't realize that the two can coexist, and they have to. They have to. It's essential for getting a job in an orchestra, especially these days where there's a lot of music schools, there's a lot of metronome, there's a lot of people out there practicing and doing things correctly. The person that does it correctly with that huge amount of expression, that really makes a tremendous difference. All right, we're going to go on to the next excerpt. Capriccio Espagnol by Rimsky-Korsakov. Do we have that? No flute part. Yes. You can save yourself for the Firebird. Yes. Who wants to play this? Sean? I think Sean, this is his favorite excerpt. He was hoping, well, he could be the person that plays Beethoven and doesn't do this. So, this is one of the pieces that my entire life gave me the most problems to play as an excerpt. And I never played it in youth orchestra or at any summer festivals. It's kind of been shelved down as a pops or summer piece, but it's a great showpiece for orchestra. But that doesn't stop all the committees for asking this in the first 2 rounds, because it's a major, major clarinet solo. And it's hard. It's really hard. But it's so easy if you've played it only once with the orchestra. It is the easiest excerpt ever. And you'll see why. So play it by yourself. Good, good, very good. Sean, that was great. That's better than I've ever heard you play it.
Oh, thank you.
So, do you remember what I said to you when we were working on this 3 weeks ago?
Not to be a wuss.
Yes, don't be a wuss. What else? I said you don't show up to a football game wearing a pink tutu.
Yeah. And to be a tenor singer.
To be a what?
Tenor singer.
No, that was somebody else.
No, that was you.
Okay, but the most important thing is you actually want to feel a little nervous.
You want to feel nervous?
You want to feel nervous. And a lot of times I talk about you make friends with that nervousness, and it becomes a comfort thing. This is one of those excerpts where I know if I'm feeling a little bit nervous, or if I have a double espresso, that my fingers will work. But beyond that, I've got the feeling of the orchestra, which it's this incredible, it gives me that adrenaline. And if I feel that, it really helps a lot. So let's try this from A. And we're going to do it much faster. That was very slow. What's 120? 125? It was so slow. No I'm going to look at my watch. Okay, so I'll give you 2 bars for nothing. This is A. And everyone really feel free to play as loud as possible. Because when you do this for the orchestra, they really don't care if there's a clarinet player playing. You just have to be able to play loud no matter what. So 2 bars for nothing, ready? 1, 2, 1, 2. Good, great, that was awesome. Okay, right? Next one, C. 2 bars for nothing. 1, 2, 1, 2. how it goes. I want this dee-dee-da-dee-da-dee-da, with that feeling. Bum, bum. Can we do the Steve-O just with you? Just play just with the bass. 1, 2, ready, go. Good. Is that the coolest thing or what? Okay, now we're going to add clarinet to this. Clarinet and bassoon. 1, 2, 1, 2. Good. Now do one thing here. While they're doing this, I want you to make the first 2 bars not panicky. Don't panic until you get to the trills. Okay, so we want the first 2 bars to be fat.
Okay.
And then panic. So let's do 2 bars for nothing. 1, 2, ready, go. So really fat. And then when you go into the valley of the trills, really accelerate down into there. So same combination again. And horn's playing here too, right? We're going to add horn. 1, 2, ready, go. Great. Now do it by yourself and feel that. Great, fantastic, Sean. So it didn't matter that you just did 1 trill here and there. That had energy. It had a lot of fire, and it wasn't being, this is my worst excerpt. I'm never going to get a job because this is my worst excerpt. What am I going to do? That was fantastic. Isn't that true? Isn't that what he says about this one? All the time. Really good. Very good. All right, who wants to play this one? And then we got to go to the other excerpt. One more, just to run through on this one. All right, all right. All right, ready? 1, 2, ready, go. Who needs music?
I should have it though, just in case.
This Pines of Rome.
I know.
There we go. Ready? 1, 2, ready, go. More sound. Great. The next one, 2 bars for nothing. 1, 2, ready, go. Great. Bravo, Taylor. Yeah, right. And I guarantee you'll never, ever forget that. Right? It's pretty incredible. It's not often you just all of a sudden sit in a seat and have to play Capriccio Espagnole. But the reason I did that is because twice in my life, the soloist got sick in the orchestra, or at the last minute, I got a call saying, hey, the first half has changed. It's no longer Beethoven Piano Concerto. It's Capriccio Espagnole. I'm like, okay, you know. And you just sometimes have to come in, and this is one of those substitute pieces when you're principal clarinet in an orchestra that the orchestra knows you can do it without rehearsal. Any guest conductor could just go up there, beat 2, have a conductor solo, and look cool. And so they pull this out a lot for a substitute piece. Great. Very good, Taylor. Let's go on to our next one. Very good. Yeah. Very good. Yeah. All right, so okay, Shostakovich 9. Yeah, Steve, we're going to need you back for the slow movement Shostakovich 9. Yeah. You can stay out. Just hang out. All right, ready? Who's next? John? Taylor? Natalie? Who's playing Shostakovich 9?
You want me to do it? I'll do it.
Okay, that's what I want. That's what I want. Come on. Shostakovich 9. I really think if I had the right friends, this would cost how much pizza to get 12 people together right before an audition and do this with my friends and really feel what all of these excerpts are like. After spending months practicing by myself, I would say, hey, come over, I'll make you great split pea soup with my fancy immersion blender and pizza. And we'll hang out, and you can help me run through these. It's a good idea, especially for those of you that live in schools like Colburn or Curtis, where everyone's living in the same building. There's no excuse for people not to get together to do this. All right. Shostakovich 9, third movement. Play it by yourself. Almost. It was almost good. No, it was. I'll do this. Jen and Steve-O, we won't do the other Shostakovich. So we'll just do this so we can do Firebird. Great, thank you. Taylor, it doesn't have enough. Every time I've done this, I'm thinking in my mind, because the second movement starts with the clarinet solo, big, long clarinet solo. And then this movement, and before this starts, I'm already drained and out of breath. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I got to start another movement. And there's no place to hide on this. And the conductors really want this fast, short as possible, really secco, dry, and soft. So you're playing too loud, you're playing too long, and it's too slow. Ready? Shostakovich 9. It's just bassoons, right? Oh, flute. Oh, yes, piccolo. Very good. You're going to do 2 bars for nothing. And Pavayarvi's tempo was 125. So look at my watch, get 120. Ready? 2 bars for nothing. 1, 2, ready, go. Mark, come up here. Maybe go on that side of Taylor, not over here. Okay. And bassoons, more like little chicken bursts. Okay, ready? And we have to be sure we hook up with Mark at the end here. Oh, Lord. So it was faster, but it didn't have that shortness. I'll play 2 bars, and I'll show you how you did it. All right? 1, 2, 3. I did 1, 2 bars, but it just sounds kind of lazy, you know. And the clarinet already has a bad reputation because there's all these clarinet solos that are sort of. So we don't want people to think this is that same cat that's now on crack, okay? This has to have a totally different personality altogether.
Okay.
So ready? 2 bars for nothing? 1, 2, 3. I wasn't hooking up with Mark quite right. Maybe my mic shouldn't be on when I'm playing those. But you get the idea. Mm-hmm. So it has to be really short. One more time, just the very beginning with the bassoons. 1, 2, 3. Okay? Play that sort of staccato. Actually, play your first note. Again? 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. How short is that?
Pretty short.
That's pretty short. So 1, 2, pop. 1, 2, pop. Okay, and then Mark, let's play it A. 1, 2. right? So play that with Mark at A. 2 bars for nothing. 1, 2, 1, 2. Good. Now the whole thing with that sort of real short, dry. Ready? 2 bars for nothing. 1, 2, ready, go. Very good. Excellent. Very, very good. Bravo. Now play it by yourself. Let's see if we can keep that same scherzando, presto energy at the real soft dynamic. Excellent. Very, very good. Very good. Very good. Great. Thank you. Thank you. All right, we're going to do one final thing. It's going to be Firebird. Sean, you want to join us? Sure. Who else wants to do Firebird? All right, so Jess, in our last 5 minutes here.
I think Mark's going.
Oh, Mark, you going to do it? Oh, you've got music. Okay. Yeah, go sit right next to him. Yep. So play this by yourself.
Are you talking to me or Mark?
To you, sorry. And this is an equally important flute excerpt as it is clarinet excerpt, right? Major flute excerpt, and it's a major clarinet excerpt. So when I was starting to take auditions, I figured out, wow, it's really nice to friend a flute player and keep the flute part with you. And whenever you see him warming up, you say, hey, do you want to run through Firebird? And then you really get a feel for this. So play by yourself. Good, all right. You're doing each one of these figures perfectly. And I know there's not a crescendo. There's not a crescendo, but the sound has to lead through each one. So now do it with Mark and make sure that you're connecting with what he has, because basically it's clarinet color finished by flute color and then vice versa. Lead. That's right. Lead. Great, okay, fantastic. So good. Now play by yourself from 12, and all those phrases, even when there's not a crescendo, make the sound lead. How do you do that? You just move a little bit faster maybe towards the end of the phrase and make the sound intensify. Great, so much better, Sean. It's just a little subtle difference, and I don't know if everyone can hear it, but what it is I hear a confidence in his playing, and the confidence that he is displaying where those little gestures, those little trill notes go, and I feel that. And if I'm on the committee, I really know this guy's played it before. We're going to have to finish now. Is this yours? That was. And so, Mark, thank you, and thank you to everybody that played today. It was really wonderful, wonderful experience. And also, it's been such a pleasure with Terry, Natalie, John, and Sean. So much for for playing along and being willing to participate with the loose nature of my master classes. And also, one final thing, I'd like to thank Linda and Michael Kesson for making the Clarinet Masterclass series possible here at the Music Academy of the Arts. Thank you so much.